ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Namaskar, my dear friends. This is video number 5 on Atambodha of Adi Shankaracharya. This video number 5 starts with sixth part, Atma. Atma Trahika. Then what is the Atma? Satchidananda Sabrupaha. It is of the nature of Satchit Ananda, existence, knowledge, bliss. Until now, the teacher has described the Atma by negations. What the Atma is not. It is not the five seats, nor the three bodies, nor the three states. Thus, the teacher has eliminated the various notions a student may have about Atma. Now he goes on to describe the positive aspects of Atma. If what Atma is not is clear, then what is it is can be comprehended. If the positive attributes of Atma were stated first without the negations, the student is likely to develop wrong notions and confuse Atma with something it is not. Satya kim? What is Satya? Kaltreyapi tishtatiti satah. Sat is that which remains unchanged in the three periods of time. Sat is that which remains unchanged in all the three periods of time, that is, past, present, and future. For example, the pot is made of clay. The Sat aspect of the pot is clay, which existed before the pot was made, which is in the pot, and which will remain after the pot is destroyed. Everything perishable has got to be made of a substance that is fundamental and permanent. Since the world, Jagat, is perishable, it must be made of a fundamental substance, and that is Atma. That was it will remain whether or not Jagat exists. This timelessness of Atma, is it eternity or a Sat? Chittikam. What is Chit? Jnana Savrupaha. It is of the nature of absolute knowledge. Chit is the awareness. It is present during all the states of experience, and by knowing it, one immediately achieves perfection. Chit also abides in all periods of time and therefore is also of the nature of a Sat. Anand ka. What is Ananda? Sukha Savrupa, of the nature of absolute happiness. Ananda is the experience which one gains when one is with oneself. Thus, when one is desirous of an object and if that desire is fulfilled, the momentary happiness is that of being with oneself. At that moment, the person is totally satisfied with himself and does not want to be something else. This is the state of Ananda. Ananda is the fundamental nature of human beings. The objects which appear to provide happiness for a short period while are only instruments. Objects by themselves do not possess happiness or sorrow because the same object has a different appeal to different people or to the same person at different times. Objects are like the wind that clears the clouds from our vision of the sun. Wind appears to have produced the vision of the sun, but the sun was always there, in whose light we could see the clouds in the first place. Similarly, happiness or ananda is always there, being the basic nature of human beings. An object is like the wind that momentarily clears the cloud of gloom or unhappiness. The happiness or ananda experienced when one is with oneself is the same in all cases. That is, whether it began or acquiring desired objects or by other sensuous pleasures or from art or poetry. Only the duration and intensity may be different. Thus, Atma is of the nature of absolute bliss or Ananda. एवं सच्चिदानंद स्वरूपम सवात्मानं विजानीयात. Thus, one should know oneself to be of the nature of absolute existence, knowledge, bliss. Thus, Atma is absolute existence, knowledge, bliss, because Atma is I. Atma Aham is I. My basic nature is also absolute existence, knowledge, bliss. Seventh, Jagat, the universe. The Atma or the Self has been defined or rather indicated by both negations as well as positive assertions. The next question that arises is, what about the objective world, Jagat, that is around me? What is the relationship between the I and the Jagat? How did how did the Jagat come about? The teacher now proceeds to explain the evolution of the universe and its nature. अथ चतुर्विंशति तत्वो प्रतिपकारम वक्ष्यामः. Now we shall explain the evolution of the 24 tattvas. ब्रह्माश्रया सत्वर्जत तमोगुणात्मिका माया अस्ति. Depending on Brahma for its existence is Maya, which is of the nature of three gunas, sattva, rajas and tamas. Now, Brahma. The word Brahma is derived from the root BRH, which means to grow. From this root, the noun Brahma is derived and it is neuter in gender. Thus, Brahma means bigness, bigness in itself and is therefore indicate the biggest or infinite. It is also beyond the relative concepts of space and time, which are the products of the mind and is the cause for the universe. However, the Jagat or the objective world is in the domain of time and space because it is changeable with reference to both time and space. Then how did this finite world come about from Brahma, which is infinite or limitless? The infinite cannot change into finite, nor can portion of the changeless become changeable. So the changeable Jagat has to be different from Brahma, and this poses a riddle. Maya. Maya. Creation of an object can come about in two ways. Number one, either as a change or modification in the substance from which it is made, or by an error in which the real thing is mistaken to be something else. Examples of the first type of creation is that of a pot from the clay, curd from the milk, etc. An example of the second method is the creation of the snake from the rope. This creation is caused by the ignorance of the rope ignorance, so that in darkness the rope is mistaken to be a snake. Since Brahma cannot change or be modified to create this changing world, the creation of the world must be apparent only as in the second method. Ignorance of Brahma is responsible for this apparent creation in which Brahma is mistaken as the Jagat. This ignorance, which is the cause for the creation of the world, is called Maya. This ignorance, which is the cause for the creation of the world, is called Maya. Maya is the power which produces the impossible. The power of Maya seems to have produced this changeable world from the changeless Brahma. It is a power that cannot be independent of Brahma. Brahma associated with Maya is called Iswara, manifested Brahma. Iswara has the power of creation through Maya. This is why the Hindu gods with creative power are always associated with Shakti or power. Thus Shiva is associated with Parvati, Vishnu with Lakshmi. The wife of God is not really separate from him, but the Maya aspect of God. The individual self or awareness which has identified itself with the various bodies and seats is called Jiva. In the individual self or awareness which has identified itself with various bodies and seats is called Jiva. In essential nature, Jiva is also the same as Iswara, except that Jiva is under the control of Maya while Iswara controls Maya. The power of mind of Jiva to create an objective world in the dream is comparable to the power of Maya of Iswara by which he creates Jagat. The creation of Maya has three aspects: knowledge, jnana, the function of the intellect, the activity, kriya, function of prana, and the inert matter, jada. These three aspects account for all creation in the world. These manifestations are the effects, kriya, of the three corresponding aspects of Maya, which is the cause, karna for them. The three aspects of nature of Maya and their manifestations are karya, effect; knowledge, karna, cause, sattva; activity, rajas; inertness, tamas. So because of the three aspects of creation, Maya is called Trigunatamika or Satvara Jas Manogunamaka. Because of its dependence on Brahma by which it must be blessed, Maya is also called Brahmasraya. Brahmasraya. Third part, creation. Two causes are required for any purposeful creation: the efficient cause, nimitta karna, and the material cause, upadana karna. In the creation of a pot, the pot maker is the efficient cause while the kneaded clay is the material cause. The efficient cause must have the requisite knowledge, intelligence, perception, as well as the power to create. The maker, creator of the thing, is verily the knower of the thing. The pot maker has the knowledge of the pot. The universe, Jagat, is a creation of Ishvara through the power of Maya. Everything that exists in the world is in harmony with a purpose. Nothing is redundant. Everything has to follow the laws of nature. Man may think that he has conquered nature, but in reality, it is only an adjustment with nature after understanding it. What are the efficient and material causes in the creation of the universe? It may appear that the Creator created this world from matter. Then the question is, who created the matter? Obviously, by definition, we are searching for that entity that created everything. So, Ishvara must have also be the matter from which the world appears to be made. Thus, Ishvara is the efficient as well as the material cause in the creation of the world. This is comparable to the creation of a web by a spider which uses its own saliva to create the web. So the spider is both the material and the efficient cause. Another example is the creation by the mind of the world in the dream. The jiva with respect to awareness is the efficient cause and he is also the material cause with respect to the memories which create all the material objects. In the creation of the world, therefore, both the efficient and the material causes are traced to the Creator. The cause abides in the effect. Thus, the whole universe of objects, names, and forms is but a manifestation of Brahma, starting from the inert matter to the highest evolved form of human beings is all Brahma. Brahma is the efficient cause, Nimitta Karna, and Maya is the material cause, Upadana Karna. Brahma, conditioned by Maya, is called Iswara, who is therefore both the Nimitta and the Upadana Karna. Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karana. Iswara is also called Mayavi, while the created Jagat is called Mayikam. Jagat is changeable with respect to time and therefore it is mithya. Jagat cannot stand apart from Iswara, the material cause. Jiva can visualize himself to be the whole universe if he acquires a proper vision. A wave in the ocean is made of the same water that the ocean is made of, and therefore it is ocean in real nature. Unfortunately, the wave is not aware of this and it therefore considers itself as limited by its form and therefore different from the ocean and thereby lives a mortal life of a few minutes. When not identified with name and form, a wave would know itself as water, which is the content of both the wave as well as the ocean. With this vision, the wave can consider itself as nothing but the ocean, the creator of all waves and also the absorber of them. Evolution of the five elements. Tatah Akasah Sambhuta. From that Maya Akasa is born. Akasad Vayu. From the Akasa Vayu the air. Vayu Teja. From air the fire. Tejasah Apa. From the fire water. Abhyadaya Prithvi, from water the earth. The world is made of the five great elements, Panch Mahabhutani, which Akasha, air, fire, water and earth, and their combinations or compounds, Bhautikani. The world consists of all objects, names and forms, including the gross and the subtle bodies. These elements have been created by Maya. There are a total of 5 sense organs of perception, and corresponding to them are the fivefold sense objects that are perceived. There is a relationship between an organ of perception and the corresponding sense objects, such as between the eye and the forms and colors, or between nose and the objects with smell. The senses of perception are made from the five subtle elements, tanmatras, before their grossification. The fivefold sense objects are made from the same five elements after grossification, panchikarana. The relationship between an organ of perception, for example the eye or the ear, and corresponding gross objects, that is forms or sounds, can be explained by the example of a tungsten filament lamp providing light by association with electricity. Electricity is subtler than the tungsten filament. However, the filament is made up of molecules which are made up of atoms, which in turn are made up of electrons, protons, etc. The electrons are nothing but energy. Thus, matter, such as tungsten filament, is the grossification of energy by association with subtle electric energy. The light experience is produced similarly. The association of the subtle sense of perception with corresponding gross object produced an experience or knowledge. In the scheme of creation, the tanmatras are evolved in the order of grossness, or rather in the order of reduced subtlety. The five tanmatras are Akasha, Vayu, air, Agni, fire, Apaha, water, and Prithvi, earth. The order of creation and the principal gunas of the tanmatras are as follows. Element number 1, Akasha, guna, sound. Number 2, air, guna, touch. Number 3, fire, guna, form. Number 4, water, guna, taste. Number 5, earth, guna, smell. The five elements are arranged in the order in which they are evolved. That's also the order of reduction in their subtlety. The order of grossness or reduction in subtlety is determined as follows. Number 1, Akasa, can only be heard, cannot be seen, felt, tasted, or smelled. Number 2, air, can be heard and felt by touch, cannot be smelled, seen, or tasted. The smell that comes with air does not belong to air but to contaminants carried by it. Number 3, fire, can be seen, heard, and felt. In the order of evolution, this is the first element that can be seen. That is why it is considered to be nearest to the Creator in visible form and therefore employed for invoking the Lord in all rituals. Number 4, water. Water can be seen, heard, felt with touch and tasted. Although water is considered to be tasteless, in fact it provides the basis of comparison of all tastes. Earth. Earth, or the minerals from which all the gross objects with form are made, can be seen, tasted, felt, heard, as well as smelled. This is the only element that has smell. The elements have an increasing order of perception, and therefore each element is considered grosser than the previous one. So I conclude this video here. Next video number 6 will start with the evolution of the Sattva aspect. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, comment and share the video and subscribe the channel. Namaskar my dear friends.